What's going on, guys? Welcome to the video. Today is gonna be my update of the new job because Friday is gonna be a full month of me being there, and I could take tomorrow off if I wanted to because it's a holiday, but because I'm a contractor, I'm not going to because I don't get paid for it. So I need to really hustle. So I will be working tomorrow. But all that to say, today is just a classic example of how I really feel like a lot of recruiters and even like hiring managers even really don't know or understand tech. What do I mean by that? So today I was pulled into a project that really wasn't a project. I was just helping out my boss because he had this Python project that was essentially like it generated power reports for our product, and he was trying to figure out how to use it. And the thing was based around Jupyter notebooks. And I don't know how Jupyter notebooks works, or I didn't know how Jupyter notebooks worked until I started to play around with this code base and try to like reverse engineer it, run it. How does this work? Blah 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 blah. Do everything you got to do. And it just brings me back to the classic old debate about like years of experience in a given technical framework. Like, I don't have any experience in Jupyter Notebook, but I freaking figured it out within a couple hours working with my boss. And I'm going to spend more time on it just so I can get a better understanding of how this particular code base works so I can help them out in the future. But like, it really just grinds my gears how like the interview process and in tech is, because like, I may not have explicit experience in Jupyter notebooks, but like I know how to poke around a freaking code base and figure out how things work. And most places are not gonna freaking have need code written from scratch. Like, I'm in a very unique situation right now where I'm doing that, but most places will have either a small little project or a massive freaking code base with potentially 50 to 100 or more files within, where you gotta like figure out how shit works. And like it just kind of irks me. And then another thing too is today, one of the lower level problems that they'll ask you in an interview, or I should say they can ask you in a coding interview, is find the min or max value or both in an array in any programming language. And in my 7+ years of writing code professionally, today was the first day where I actually needed to do that on the job. And I can proudly say that I didn't freaking need AI or anything to do it. I just knew how to do it. But it was just kind of funny. I'm just like, wow, like I'm actually doing something that they actually trained me for accidentally. Like, I thought that was kind of funny. So I made a LinkedIn post about it. And even though it was satire, I don't think that people thought it was satire, but I thought it was funny. Anyway, yeah, guys, don't let the years of experience in a given niche, hold on, let me try to reposition this a little bit. There we go. Don't let years of experience in a given niche deter you, because like if my experience has taught me literally anything, is that as long as you have the fundamentals, the core skills of how to navigate software as a software engineer in any job, you'll be fine. And I really used to feel down on myself about test engineering and being a test engineer in general. But honestly, like I've really come around and done a full 80 over the last like month, because I'm in a position where I'm like learning so many new technologies and exposure to so many different new technologies like Jupyter notebooks. Like, could I make some freaking project on my own using that technology? Yeah, but why would I when I'm getting paid for it? And it wasn't even something that I like looked for. Like, this was something that fell on my lap in the job. Same with the Django framework. Like, I didn't have any experience with that before, but I had the opportunity to make a web application to control some freaking test equipment. Nothing fancy, but it gives me exposure to that project, and now I can say I freaking have that on my resume. So, like, it's cool. And I'm, like, slowly but surely building up the skills to do software engineering fully remotely, hopefully at some point. I've actually had some ideas over the last month on like automation tooling that I could make and maybe sell to some of these companies in the future. I don't know if I'll follow through with it, but it's just all I'm gonna say is that, like, as a test engineer right now, I'm doing shit that I've done before. So that tells me that what I'm doing right now is a valuable skill to the right company, to the right startup, and yeah, I can help them out. So we'll see. We'll see. Like, it's really not really my you know, singular freaking goal or focus right now, but it's just, I can say that it's nice to actually like my 9 to 5 and just be happy about my environment, as opposed to just kind of feeling like I'm wasting away and not really like getting anything from it. And yeah, it's just all about upskilling in relevant technologies, because the last time I was doing RF stuff, I wasn't using relevant technologies, nor was the product I was working on stimulating. So yeah, I'm just grateful for that. But yeah, guys, hopefully that this video, if this video can do anything for you, I just hope it gives you a glimmer of hope, because the job market is brutal. And I mean, to be honest with you, I'm probably going to be facing it again relatively soon. Like, I am working this job as a contract, and as I said before, so that means I will probably be in the job market again in November or December of this year. So it is what it is. I'm happy to have the opportunity I have while I have it. It could convert, it might not. We'll just see what happens. I'm not really super worried about it either way, because I feel like my perspective has shifted a lot coming into this job, taking the advice I should have taken years ago, to just kind of roll with the punches and get into a well-known company, even if it's not in something that you like necessarily want to do longer term. I'm getting really good experience, and I feel the value of being a test engineer, because like, it's literally doing, for me at least, what I want. Like, it's working for me really well, where I'm getting exposure to all these different technologies within software engineering. I'm like, the only part of my job right now that requires electrical engineering knowledge is just like me physically walking into the lab to plug into a test equipment that I can't remote into otherwise. But if the remoting thing was allowed, I could literally do my job remotely. So I'm basically a software engineer. And that's another thing about like titles. Like, I honestly don't really think it matters. Like, even though my title is to my company internally, like, I checked my like profile and my title is software engineer, but to the contracting agency, I'm an RF test engineer. But then my boss refers to me as the RF test resource. But I'm a software engineer, guys. I'm writing code, even if it's not freaking AI shit. Yeah, I'm writing code. So, and I'm working with software and integrating it into hardware and all that good stuff. So don't get hung up on the titles. And just, if you focus on the fundamentals, I know the job market sucks, but something's got to give eventually. And I have hope for that, especially even though times do seem kind of doom and gloom right now. I have hope that things will turn around at some point. So anyway, with that being said, I'll leave it here. I hope you guys are having a great day. I hope you guys got something out of this, and at the very least, just appreciate my good fortune at the moment, because I'm just grateful to be where I'm at right now. And yeah, talk to you guys in the next one.